wild women in the deep East Texas woods. They read some good books and party with the authors and have more fun than you think they could. Wild, wicked, and free, they're the Pulpwood Queens. Pulpwood Queens. Wild, wicked, and free.
Hi there, I'm Kathy Patrick, and I'm here with New York Times best-selling author Susan Vreeland with her historical novel, Clara and Mr. Tiffany. Hi, Susan.
Hi, lovely to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Tell me about Clara. Where did you find this story?
I must first tell you who the Mr. Tiffany is.
Yes.
The Mr. Tiffany I'm referring to in the title is the son of the owner of Tiffany and Company, the jeweler.
Yes.
And the son's name was Louis Comfort Tiffany. He was the glass master. Stained glass windows, everyone knows him for the Tiffany lamps.
Yes. Beautiful.
But for 100 years, they thought he designed them.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was Clara, a woman, very talented woman. But he kept her away from the public eye so that he could take the credit. In 2005, 2 collections of letters were discovered that she had written to her family in Ohio. She worked for Tiffany for 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
She wrote twice a week, and her letters were 12 to 16 pages.
She was prolific.
When these art historians were informed, they went to the New York Historical Society that has a collection of 130 lamps, wow. Tiffany lamps. And very quickly, they mounted this show called A New Light on Tiffany, Clara Driscoll and the Tiffany Girls.
So she was brought to light, this amazing artist.
In 2007, I happened to be in New York at the time. I was told about it, went to see it, and I knew right then I needed to write a novel about it.
Now, when did this begin so the audience will know exactly what is the time frame of when Clara started?
My novel starts 1892,
so
and it goes until 1907. Turn of the century. Oh my gosh, the things that were happening in New York. Electricity. The 5 boroughs coming together as Greater New York. Subways.
Mm-hmm.
Skyscrapers. These are landmark events that Clara witnessed.
Mm-hmm.
She was what they call a new woman. It means a woman who is following an occupation and is carving her way on her own, like you are.
Mm-hmm.
And is taking an interest in all of the events in New York, political, social, artistic, musical.
The interesting part for me was that to work for Mr. Tiffany, you had to remain single.
And so that meant that
mm-hmm.
every time a man came into Clara's life,
right.
and there were numerous ones,
yes,
she had to make this decision of what's most important to me. The longings of my heart, or this work with my hands that I love.
We're here with the Pulpwood Queens Book Club in Jefferson, Texas. Let's welcome Susan. Thank you for coming.
Oh, my pleasure. Fun to be here.
What kind of a woman was Clara, especially for her time?
Pretty vibrant and bold. Not every woman took to the streets in a bicycle skirt that was 6 or 8 inches above the ankle. She loved the theater and opera. She was attracted by the art and by the activity of assembling something beautiful. And her employment was interrupted by a period of 2 years because she got married.
Didn't you say that women weren't allowed to be married and work?
That's right.
How was she able?
She had to quit. Now, I did not say, when I said that she had 5 men in her life, I did not say that she married every one of them.
But she did get married.
Her first husband died.
Okay, so that's how she was able to go back to work.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Had he not died, we might not have any Tiffany lamps.
One of the things I really loved about the book, I was an art major, and the discussion and the detail on how the stained glass was put together, I found that fascinating.
First, it all starts with glass.
Yes.
And Tiffany made his own glass in his glass factory in Corona in Queens. And Clara was there to witness some of this pouring of molten glass out on this, they called it a marver, and it would just kind of ooze out. And then they'd pour another color over it so that they could have a piece of glass that would be multicolors and would be a sunset, for example. All the products also started with very careful drawing. First, they just would do studies of flowers, and then they would practice arranging the actual flowers onto a cone shape made out of paper or cardboard, and they would watercolor on that cardboard. And it's those colors that they had to find glass to match. The wisteria lampshade have very small pieces of glass, 2,000 pieces.
Susan, it was lovely to hear about the story of Clara and Mr. Tiffany and these Tiffany girls working with their hands. Here at Beauty in the Book, we try to give a little pampering treatment to our authors. Ooh. How about if I gave you a manicure?
I would love that.
Let's do it.
Okay. I adore that peacock behind you. Mr. Tiffany loved peacocks. He had peacock feathers in his studio. He even had stuffed flamingos. He loved all of those rich jewel tones and pinks and reds.
Just like the jewel tones of these polishes.
Yes,
do you like this color?
That's what I want, that one.
Well, as I give you your manicure, I understand that there is a particular art you do with your hands.
It's working with clay.
Oh.
I throw on the wheel and glaze ceramics. I used to teach ceramics.
Wow.
Tiffany also did ceramics. He had women doing ceramics.
Well, your nails are finished and they look like perfect enameled nails.
They look like jewels. We picked the right color.
I love it.
Very rich.
Which reminds me, here in Jefferson, they have this fabulous chandelier. It is the most beautiful, magnificent cloisonne chandelier. Would you like to go see it?
Of course, Tiffany did cloisonne too.
Well, let's get these nails dry and let's go.
All right.
And there's the magnificent chandelier I wanted to show you.
I think it's enamel, maybe on
Porcelain?
porcelain.
Yeah. I think maybe you're right.
Tiffany had an enamel shop too.
Look at this fountain.
Beautiful.
I wanted you to see this, Susan, is because in the book, you know, that wonderful scene about the glass blower making that 3-foot sculpture.
Oh yes, yes. Tiffany was there.
Yes.
Wearing a white silk suit in this dirty place. And a man was blowing a long vase. And he was smoking a cigar. And it was dribbling down his chin. So he said, he handed it to Mr. Tiffany and said, "Here, hold this, Bub," not knowing that Bub was Mr. Tiffany. And so Tiffany took it, but he's all dressed up and it was dripping. And so the man kept working on this and he ended up with about a 3-foot vase. And he took the cigar back and Tiffany says, "That was a nice vase you blew, but if you can do one that's 5 feet tall, I'll put it in my fountain court in Laurelton Hall, my mansion."
Well, that's why I wanted to see the fountain. And I just wanted to thank you so much, Susan, for coming to Jefferson, Texas.
It was wonderful.
Can you name a very famous Southern author who used Tiffany in the title of a book that became a famous movie with an Oscar-winning song? Name the author, book, movie, and the song. Go to our website to enter our Beauty in the Book giveaway. 10 people with the correct answer will be chosen at random to get a free copy of today's featured book, Clara and Mr. Tiffany by Susan Vreeland.